Hey everybody, Jason Dezurek here again with Steve Reisner. How you doing?
Real good, thanks.
Yeah, awesome. And we're glad you guys are out there. I want to say hi to our friends and just appreciate you guys taking time to watch this video. We're going to get right into our questions again. Again, they're from talkorigins.org, and they're the frequently asked questions. And then also, later, I'm going to take some more stuff from there because there's a lot of fun stuff on that website. Anyways, the question, one of the frequently asked questions on there is, doesn't the perfection of the human body prove creation? Okay, that would be interesting to talk about because Steve's got some great stuff. But the answer they give is no. In fact, humans and other animals have many suboptimal characteristics. Interesting.
Yeah, I do like to talk about this because we're referencing the human body, and that I work with that all the time.
Okay.
It took a lot of schooling to learn how it works and all of its parts and stuff. So, but my first question is, who asked this question? Does this really need to be on the frequently asked questions? It seems to me that it's, and I don't know if you agree, but to me it's just a dumb question. But
well, I would guess, I have heard this in a lot of discussions, just so you know, I definitely have, but this is one of those contrived questions, I feel. The bigger question I've heard is, doesn't the imperfection of the human body prove evolution?
yeah, well,
That's the way I've heard it.
if they'd like to say it that way, I guess either way.
Yeah.
I don't think either way it works in anybody's favor. But you know, as strange as I think the question is, or as foolish as I think the question is, I don't think their answer is a whole lot better, because this is like talking to people about intelligent design and stuff like that. The big thing that I always get is that this isn't made very well, or that thing's not made very well, or whatever. And I just think, when we criticize the designer for his design that we cannot duplicate it at any level, on a very low level, it just demonstrates that we're arrogant and we're absolutely naive and have no understanding on the complexity of life. I mean, I think that's really the bottom line, is that you cannot understand fully or even appreciate fully how complex the body is if you think we're not made very well.
Okay, yeah. I mean, well, it gets incredible. I mean, I'm going to go into your field of expertise, but I mean, the spine with all these nerve endings coming out of it.
It's absolutely unbelievable.
It is.
It's absolutely unbelievable.
It's amazing.
It really is. The human body is not made perfectly by any means. We die. I think that's a pretty good point to make. If we were made perfectly, we wouldn't die. We wouldn't age. We wouldn't get sick. Nothing would, but everything dies. Even trees that live to be 1,500 years old die. But everything dies. I think that's a pretty good point that kind of demonstrates, but that's part of, we can read why that happens in the book of Genesis. But
so we were made perfect. I have to say it, because death, dying, and disease came into the creation because of Adam doing this. Eating a piece of fruit. He disobeyed God. I know you didn't want to go there, but I did.
One of the things that people always talk about is the human eye and how it's not made very well, and blood vessels are in front of the retina and all this kind of stuff. And when we're criticizing how the designer made something, first of all, we're assuming that we know what the designer was thinking or doing, and that's obviously a foolish thing to think. It's a matter of opinion also.
Why do you say that?
Well, I think that there are perfectly good arguments out there, whether they're right or wrong, I don't know, but very good arguments for why the human eye is built the way it's built, why the retina is shielded from ultraviolet radiation with blood vessels. I think I just kind of gave one of the arguments there. But and there's lots of different things like that, and we don't need to get into all the details of that, but criticizing that stuff, I mean, that's the first problem. It's a matter of opinion that it was built well or not built well. But the second issue is, we're pretty smart, right? At least, I mean, man thinks he's pretty smart. We can't build an eye. We can't build an eye. We can't build a hand. We can't build anything even remotely as complex as any part of the human body. And then we want to criticize the one who actually did think it all up. And when we're making this stuff, we're actually using nature as a pattern, and we still can't make it. Yeah. And God, it was His idea. We're not even using our ideas. We're using His ideas, and we still can't make them. as well as he does, but then we want to tell him that he did it wrong.
And I think it's so funny when we as humans go, "Oh, see how nature made this, and it's so perfect." And I mean,
brainless, mindless,
whatever,
directionless process made something that we can't. As hard as we try, we can't make it.
Interesting.
You cannot understand how complex life is if you think that is how things work. Big errors that they've made in the past about like talking about how the eye is not made very well. Well, what about vestigial organs? That's another great one, right? You've got the appendix. Oh, it's a vestigial organ, proof that we evolved out of something, and maybe it was useful at one time. Hey, buddy, it's pretty useful right now.
It still is, yes.
Your tonsils. I mean, there's a huge list of vestigial organs, not just in people, that they all actually have a pretty good purpose, and I still have all of my parts, and I'm excited about that. But we in science, I think we're constantly proving how ignorant we are. But I certainly agree that you have to make mistakes in order to learn. But I think evolution is responsible for a waste of billions and billions of dollars and tons of time and research and talent being focused on the process of evolution, how we came from pond scum and turned into Einstein, when I don't really think that happened anyway, but we waste all this time and money when we could be doing something useful with the time and the money.
Yeah, and that's something too that we've noticed, again, on the chat board. I think we're going to do a video sometime down the road here. People say, well, evolution's responsible for things, and evolution, if we didn't have it, we wouldn't have this. I think we should do a video about that, of why that's not true, and why it is a waste of time and money.
Okay.
Is that okay with you? Sometime? We're not going to do it just yet, though.
Sure.
So, anything else you wanted to say before we get out of here?
Negative, I'm good.
All right. We'll see you guys later. Have fun, and have a good day.